5 signs you are delaying or procrastinating your divorce and wasting your time. Are you at the cusp of filing for divorce but have been on this cusp for more than a year or up to 7 to 8 years? Did you file for the divorce and attended 1 to 3 court proceedings only to give up in the middle because of the pressure of responsibilities? Are you not sure whether ending the relationship is better or to give it a little more time and then file for a divorce? If you have answered yes to even one of these questions, this video is for you. Before I get into the video, I want to request that you please subscribe to Womanly only if you see there's potential that it can help improve your life. So let's jump into the video. The decision to divorce your spouse is not an easy one. This is someone you married in front of countless wedding guests and took vows to be with each other until death. And now you feel like dying by being in this relationship. Add to this equation kids, family members, housing troubles, and you have a whole cocktail of challenges. So I don't say that in any way you should take your divorce out of anger or spite, and that the first time your husband forgets to add tomatoes on your pizza order, you just run and file for a divorce. I'm sure you are wise enough to not do that. But I also see that there is a time when you are at that ideal spot when you have seen enough to conclude that this marriage is not working. It's already dead and you are just carrying dead weight around for whatever reasons, be it fear or financial or both. So if you are doing these 5 things that I'm going to talk about, it definitely means you are just procrastinating your divorce and wasting your time. Number 1, you keep giving him chances when you know it never ends well. You have already identified the pattern of behavior. He makes you fall in love with him, then he ignores you, takes you for granted, hurts you, uses you, abuses you. You cry and try to make things right. You finally get mad at him and stop talking. He ignores you. You hope he comes to his senses and apologizes to you, but he doesn't, or he does. And then when you have had enough of waiting and the same pattern repeats, you either give in and do what he says, or you gain strength and try to separate from him. When he sees you going, he begs for forgiveness, he makes promises, he brings you gifts, does anything and everything to make that court case go away or to keep the police out of the house. And you stay firm for a while, but then you break and you forgive him because you are too tired of being firm and you can't feel unloved anymore, and you give in. Few days he is sweet, and then he repeats the same pattern again after the honeymoon phase is over. I often see women get confused because of the few sweet moments and gifts he throws in between sessions of abuse. And I say only one thing. Even a broken clock shows the correct time twice a day. Just because he gave you a gift and made a few false promises doesn't mean the abuse just vanishes. It's there, as it always has been in the past, and it will remain there because it is his very nature and behavior, and he will return to it. It is time you accept that as a reality, instead of fooling yourself and wasting your time with someone who doesn't deserve you. Yes, you made a mistake, but you don't have to carry it around on your head all your life. Number 2, you keep finding chores to do in order to do everything but the actual thing. So you would have had that divorce thing in the back of your mind, but you'll tell yourself, yeah, I'm thinking about it and I will do it soon. And then you think, oh, it's our anniversary coming. It won't be fair to talk about divorce now. Or then, oh, it's my birthday. Let me see what he does to surprise me. And if he fucks up, I will certainly file for divorce. Oh, the weather is too hot these days. Let the summer heat pass. I can't go out in the sun. Or, oh, it's too cold these days. It's almost snowing. Let me wait until spring. Or, oh, I have to find my lost scarf first. Let me find this. Oh, I'm organizing my closet first. I will finish cleaning the house. Then I will call the lawyer. Oh, it's too late. It's night again. Let me call tomorrow. And then tomorrow I think, oh, maybe it's weekend coming. Maybe they might be busy. Let me call next week. And this happens over and over. Let me read another 100 articles about divorce and then I will think about it. All of these are signs that you're running away from the inevitable. You are only wasting your own time. Remember, a year from now, you will only wish that you had started today. These things take time. So the longer you wait, the more years of your youth are being spent uselessly. Savor them. Save them to be spent with someone who loves you. Because this time will never come again. Your youth will never come again. Point number 3. You keep looking for lawyers, advice, resources, and then put them all on hold and look for more and do nothing with the information that you already got. This is such a common one. I see this women do all the time. They will speak with lawyers, get consultation with 500 people, talk about it for hours and hours and save 2,000 divorce-related PDFs on their phone and complete all the paperwork needed to file the divorce. And then after all that months and months of research and hard work, whoosh, silence, nothing. It is easy to get overwhelmed by not just the paperwork and consultations. And when you get overwhelmed, you take a short break and start again. And do not rest until you reach your destination. When you got to climb a mountain, you take small steps every day. You rest, take short breaks, yes, and then you start again. You don't give up in the middle and stay in that weird state. If you are in that state, keep going. Number 4, you keep fooling yourself with prayers and wazifas and trying to waste time when you know he's not worth it. This one I see a lot in Desi communities, Muslims and Hindus basically. Religious people have these verses from holy books and prayers that promise that if you read a certain verse certain number of times, something will happen and your prayers will be answered. People have exploited that and they sell these ideas to the vulnerable, unhappy, in love fellows as black magic or witchcraft, that if you do this and that you'll go do that and you'll get your husband back. Now, I don't want to comment on the whole idea of wazifa or some prayers because it is faith after all, and if it's your faith, I don't want to mock your faith. But personally, on an individual level, what kind of man are you praying for who doesn't even put in the basic effort to be in a relationship with you? And if you have to go through all this just to get an ounce of love from some man, is he really worth it? Why on earth would you want to be with a man who eagerly, enthusiastically, out of his own choice and will doesn't love you? And not just loves you, but also respects you and fights with the whole damn fucking world to be by your side. Anything less than that is a man not worth being with. Sorry to break it to you, but you can either keep selling yourself short out of low self-esteem or fears or insecurity, or you can take chances, take risks, and make this effort of finding that one person who can give you all that you deserve. And if this shitty guy is the one you want to settle with, then you are yourself saying and believing that you deserve a shitty man. Think about that. Number 5, you keep looking for message from the universe, a good omen or a bad omen. This is also a common one that I see across West and Desi people. TV shows and romantic movies have done their fair share of damage in putting this weird, crappy, stupid, idiotic, ridiculous idea in our head that something is a sign from the universe or the God or the higher power or whoever you believe in. That if you had planned to go to the lawyer today and it suddenly rained on the way, then you think, oh, it's a sign. I shouldn't go to the lawyer. I don't want to sound pedantic, but do you understand how ridiculous that idea is? Think of the time when you were a little baby and tried to take your first step. You probably held your parents' hand and you tried and you immediately fell on the floor, right? What did your parents think? Oh, it is a bad sign that the baby fell, so we should never make the baby walk again? No, that's not how logic or the world or anything works. Imagine if Einstein tried to invent the light bulb and there was a thunder lightning in the clouds and he would say, you know what? That light from the heavens is a sign from the God that I shouldn't work on inventing a light bulb. We would all be in dark today. Or the first time Mahatma Gandhi tried to overthrow the British and after being jailed, Gandhi would have thought to himself in the jail that this is a sign from the universe. It's a bad omen for a revolution to start from the jail. Why don't I give up on this and let the British rule India and some other day, some other time, some other world, and someone somewhere will come up and maybe when the stars aligned, maybe I'll give this another shot? No, darling, that's not how life works. Random things happen all the time. That is kind of the point of the whole universe. Don't try to find hidden meanings or omens into whatever is happening. And if there is an omen that is actually happening that you need to accept, is that this is a bad husband that you got and his own behavior is the omen enough to tell you that this is not working and you should do something about it. If something stinks, it is shit. If something doesn't work, throw it. If something bugs you every single day, it is time to accept that fact and do something about it, instead of trying to find meanings into random things. I hope this video helped you and gave you that final push to get your life in order. Procrastination is a bad but very common habit. It happens to all of us all the time. Do you know how many tries it takes me to write the video idea and then plan it and then write the whole content and then record the whole shebang? But I know deep in my heart that I have to get this out because this is something that can change someone's life. And that gives me the reason to live and to do it over and over and over again. You have so much to live for too. For your own self. Forget about your kids or your parents or your family or your friends. For your own self. Please do yourself a favor and take the first step. And if you want my help, I'm always a comment or a tweet away.